Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about something. Do you want to be free? Do you not want to rely on a boss? Do you want to stop paying as minimal taxes as possible for your lifestyle? Do you want to minimalize your lifestyle so you can add as much freedom and time back into your life as possible? Do you want to pay off debt? Well, I have the book for you, Retire Before Mom and Dad by Berger. This book is fantastic. This is the little man right here, Berger. He runs a YouTube channel called Berger, obviously. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is fantastic. This book is fantastic. The ending of this book is way better than the beginning of the book. He's not a very good writer. I've noticed that. He talks a lot more about science fiction than in the beginning of the book than actually money, which is kind of funny. He likes to put little stories in, like John Bogle. He's very similar to John Bogle, but in the way he does it, he puts like more science fiction stories, more like Star Trek or more like Star Wars or whatever. He's weird. Matrix. I saw him reference the Matrix a few times in this book. This is a very good book. Retire Before Mom and Dad. It tells you how to change your mindset. It tells you you should be paying off debt if you have a higher interest rate. It tells you certain things, how to max out your HSA. Because many finance books, believe it or not, the only finance book that really talks about the HSA extensively is this book. And I have never really read a book that talks about the HSA as much as this. And to be honest with you, that's what I like about this book. Now, it doesn't talk about college savings plans. The other book I have, what's the other book called? Let me find it real quick. This talks about saving and investing for college. So if you wanted to save and invest for college, which I don't like to go to college, but personally, if you want to go to college, this book is perfect. For some college student, this would be the perfect book. For those who are younger and want to retire before mom and dad, this is the perfect book. And this book, while it's not as pro college as the other book, it's very pro, like, you need to save for your health expenses, you need to save for your basic stuff. So this book, I think, is better in terms of the behavior aspect, but this book is better in terms of the investing aspect, because this guy is actually a fund manager, the guy who writes this book. So, again, take it or leave it, whatever book is better for you. So if you're a college student and you want to find a way to basically have the most wealth, you should be saving up for college for 10 years before you go. But if you want to save up and, let's say, save up for 5 years before you go to college, let's say you graduate high school, you want to work for a few years, I think that book, more straight talk on investing, would probably work out. But you should be investing in bonds, not stocks, in a college savings plan. Anyway, that's besides the point. They're both fantastic books, but I wanted to do mainly a review on Retire Before Mom and Dad. And I think that, let me see here. It talks about the 7 levels of wealth. Let me find it. See, level 1, financial freedoms requires big salary. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, sorry, there's the lies, the 7 lies. Oh, no, 5 lies of finance. You've been duped. Let me see if I can find the, your superpower, the money multiplier. I can't find the 7 steps. TikTok. I don't know. I can't find the chapter. I'm sure there's the 7 levels somewhere. The game plan. Maybe the game plan. Page 9 would probably have it under. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Part 1, your superpower. This is part 1. Oh, this is where he talks about, like, different stuff. Hold on. This is a note to Mom, Dad, chapter. I'm trying to find it real quick. I'm sorry, I'm not organized at all when I make these videos. You guys could tell that, can't you? I can't find the 7 steps were amazing. It was like the 7th step is when you have your money multiplying so much to where you don't have to worry about anything. Financial freedom. Here we go. Here we go. Level 1. 1 month of Okay, so this is level 1 for the 7 levels. 1 month of expenses saved. Level 2, 3 months of expenses saved. Level 3, 6 months of expenses saved. So these should all be in brokerage accounts of various deeds. Level 4 is when you should really be start ramping up your investing. 1 year of expenses saved. Level 5, 5 years of expenses saved. Level 6, 10 years of expenses saved. So this would be the very important milestone. This level 6 would be your investment income has equal or to exceed your spending each year. So that's level 6 is very important. And then level 7, 25 years of your expenses saved. And so what I like about this book is it goes over the 7 steps. And the last chapter, they really, like this book's really boring at the beginning, but that chapter in the first makes this book so good. This is one of the first chapters. This chapter, what was it? I think it's chapter 5. But like there's, chapter 8. Chapter 8 is when it gets good. And then as you go through the book, the investment chapter is really good in Retirement Before Mom and Dad. I would say the investment chapter is almost as good as the investment chapters of this book as well. I don't know which one I like more. I do like Stop Being a Broke Loser for the insurance. Like, it's weird. Like, if I wanted to make the perfect book, right, I would talk about, like, I would mix all 3 books together. Stop Being a Broke Loser, More Straight Talk Investing, Retire Before Mom and Dad, and the Little Book of Common Sense Investing. I'd mash them together into one book. Because every single book you read, right, you can kind of put all 4 ideas together, or all 4 books together, and it'd be amazing. Obviously, there's not like a dating aspect like was it the menu, or like it's not as what is it like not as like, so there's no like relationship goals or anything in these books. That might be an issue for someone who's like extremely isolated. And so like that's why these books are very good for people who want to achieve their own goals by themselves. But like for people who rely, like I don't know, people who struggle with like relationships, there's not really a book for that. Like this is the one book I can think of, The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex by Aaron Clary. But honestly though, this book is kind of insulting to some people who want to be grandparents. But yeah, whatever. But I like these books. These finance books, like if you took the ideals of the college saving on this, you took the ideals of, the retirement planning of this. Like it goes more in behavior. You talk about Stop Being a Broke Loser's safety net feature with term life insurance for 30 years. And then you talk about the low fee book of the Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. You get the perfect mismatch of all the investing advice you would probably ever need. And so, like, again, if you just read those 4 books, you're going to be better off than 90% of people. And again, it tells you not to buy new cars. It tells you not to buy a new home. It tells you you need to live as low as possible in order to max out your power, your accounts. So again, like, obviously this guy's more of an HSA investor. Like I am. I like HSAs. I don't invest in HSA because right now I'm just trying to live without the HSA. But when I have the money, when I have my FU fund, as they call them, then I will start to max out my HSA. But this book's incredibly insulting. I love how insulting this book is. I did make a review on this book, so if you've seen this review on the book, don't worry about that. Stop Being a Broke Loser, Fix Yourself. Stop Being a Broke Loser by Christopher Bell. Very insulting book. I like how insulting he is, and he's very honest, and people who are insulting are honest. So, I mean, yes, they can be like cultists, but, most of the time, if he's telling the truth and he's telling about numbers, most of the time he's most likely right. Now, his worldview might be flawed. It might be perfect. Who knows? But it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny if it's true, because everyone hates the guy. That's okay. But yeah, those, was it the Little Book of Common Sense Investing? I'm going to go find it real quick. This is my favorite book of investing. This is my favorite book by far. This is the one book everyone should read. It doesn't talk about retirement savings, so you would need to buy another book. But for like taxable accounts, this would be the perfect book. I mean, this is amazing. This is 270 pages of pure wisdom. And honestly, I can't give this book. I don't know why I'm just reviewing 4 different investment books at once. I should be going back to this book. This book's amazing. The 7 levels of finance, step-by-step plan. Oh, what was it? The rule of 857. Okay, so I forgot the 857 rule. It's something like you save like 8 years of, if you cut off your cable, you can get 8 years more in retirement. Something like that. It's such a interesting rule. I forgot what that rule that is, but it was very interesting because it was like the things you save on money on is like you save money on things you don't even think about. Like if you got rid of some of the entertainment stuff and you want to grow your freedom, you just want your freedom. You don't want to spend a lot of money on entertainment. This book really helps you understand that your entertainment, your things that you enjoy, can actually limit your freedom. You're actually borrowing your freedom for the things that you enjoy. And so it's like it gives you a mindset of that a little bit. Although, a lot of people argue, well, my stuff's cool. I would rather work for the stuff I have than be boring and have my freedom. I don't know, it's weird. Some people have a different debate on, they disagree with Rob Berger. And Rob Berger, he had that. He had all the cool stuff and he had 60 grand in credit card debt. He got rid of the credit card debt. He's now almost retired. He's in his 50s. He's almost retired. So for him, like, I think about his mindset changed in the middle of his 50s or in the middle of his 40s where he's like, we're going to be debt-free in 2012. He failed. He was debt-free in 2014. But still, he still managed to achieve his goal even if he was late. He was still able to be free. He never really had to work ever again once he got his goal. He doesn't really have to work as hard anymore. Once you get rid of your debt, you don't have to work as hard. But yeah, I found that the story of Rob Berger and how he lived his life with so much stress and so much fear, and how he persevered. And his career is not a very good career for building wealth. He does say that lawyers have this thing where they scam, they're scammers. They don't they go to lawsuits. Their goal is to win. They don't really care how moral it is. They just want to win. And so they can get the money for the lawsuit or whatever. But he does talk about the cutthroat nature of the lawsuits. And it's an amazing book with he was an English major who decided to go into law. And, he does say, oh, liberal arts aren't the best, And I did like that he said that a little bit. He didn't go into detail on why that was. But I would make a book going into detail. There's actually a book about it. It's called, what was it? Worthless Degrees, something like that. It's a very interesting book by Aaron Clary, same guy who wrote this. Aaron Clary is more of a career advice channel, or more career advice book writer. I don't know. I mean, Aaron Clary would probably be the main one you should focus on just for career advice. But if you want to do anything investing related, Aaron Clary was not the person. You just don't listen to Aaron Clary when it comes to investing. I'm sorry. Every time I listen to Aaron Clary and talk about investing, like gold, crypto, I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? So stay away from those. Just do funds. Just do index funds, basic index funds, like the 4 books that I recommend. All 4 of the books: Stop Being a Broke Loser, little book of Common Sense Investing, Retire Before Mom and Dad, and More Straight Talk on Investing. And it's just these books are fantastic, and they all sort of know each other, I guess. But John Burton knows John Bogle and Benjamin Graham. Rob Berger definitely knows Jack Burton. I know that Christopher Belly knows John Bogle, so everyone sort of knows who John Bogle is. John Bogle is the main guy in this whole thing. I think John Bogle started the movement, even though this book's the oldest out of the 4, but it's the best. It's just fantastic. And I did make a full review on this book, and you should take a look at the review of the book, because it was actually the last video I posted. Fantastic book. There's nothing. I can't give the book any higher scores. This is 10 by 10. Retire Before Mom and Dad, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 because the beginning of the book's kind of boring. The end of the book, where they talk more about the numbers, very interesting. I mean, I'm more of a numbers guy anyway, so. But 7 out of 10. Let's see. I'm going to do 8 out of 10 for this, just because it talks more about the fund structure, and I like the ideals of fund structure. This, I'm going to probably do 8 out of 10 for Stop Being a Broke Loser. I think he's incredibly insulting. I like someone who's insulting because he tells you need to improve. People who tell you to improve are my biggest motivating person. So I don't know. But anyway, I make these make these videos to basically to listen to and for other people to listen to, and so I don't become so crazy. I want people to think differently. If people watch these videos, maybe they'll think differently about their own objectives. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, that's besides the point. You are someone, I am someone else. What else am I supposed to say? I've made a full book review, hopefully, on Retire Before Mom and Dad, and the other 3 books I was talking about, and the relationship book I have, which is not related to this at all, but it's finance. It's kind of finance related, but it's relationship with finance. But yeah, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, goodbye. You are someone and I'm someone else.